They're already on a flight. Catching flights, not feelings. Like that saying was created for Sagittariuses and Geminis because to them, a heartbreak is no love lost. To them, it's just another opportunity to experience new energy, new people, new places. Actually, they're thinking, thank you for letting me out of this cage. I really, really appreciate the fact that you thought of me by breaking my heart. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, this is what we're starting it off with. You guys, honestly, everyone was so creative with their Halloween costumes, but some of my favorite costumes I saw were like remakes of the weird shit Fergie has done. Listen, I am not like a Fergie hater. I'm also not a Fergie apologizer. She has done some weird shit. Whether it was her remix of the national anthem at the NBA fucking finals. Do you guys remember that shit? Truly, like, she is a national treasure because she continues to surprise us with her audacious energy. And I saw someone, their Halloween costume was her when she was like performing at like 10 a.m. in front of a stage for some sort of network. And in the middle of her singing, she did cartwheels. And you like hear it in her like voice and like breath. Like, you know, she's like taking a breath, you know, mid-song while she's doing a cartwheel. I'm going to post it right here, actually. Girl. Like, what the actual, you know what? No, we need Fergie's. We need her sign. Because what makes her so bold? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I admire her confidence. But it seems like she is lacking the ability to read the room and like, I'm all for taking risks, but sometimes some risks are worth not taking, you know? Oh my God. Okay, Fergie birth chart. I love doing this shit with you guys. It's so fun. Okay, Fergie is an Aries. Yo! The audacious energy, the boldness. And I love Aries energy. I love that they're bold. I love that they're confident. I love that they do shit that everyone else is too scared to do. They're risk takers like that. But Fergie, girl, come on, relax a little bit. And she has a Libra moon. Oh, you know what? She's a little lost. You know, her moon and her sun are opposing. Her Libra moon wants to be seen. And her Aries sun just be doing wild shit. You know, it be like that. It be like that. But, hear ye, her Mars is in Aquarius. And, you know, your Mars sign has a lot to do with the way that you perform, the way that you show up, how you go after the things that you want, you know? And it being an Aquarius kind of makes sense because to me, it seems like she enjoys doing things differently. She enjoys standing out. Like both of the examples I gave you, like we will never forget them. Like job well done. Like you have imprinted your uniqueness into my brain, Fergie, forever. So if that is what you wanted to do, congratulations. But also, I fear that now that is all I'm going to remember when I think of you. You know what I mean? Okay, and speaking of celebrities and their signs. Okay, if you're on TikTok, you know who I'm going to talk about. And if you're not on TikTok, I'll give you a brief summary of this creator. Okay, so her name is Nara Smith, right? And she is, I would say, like, her whole aesthetic is that she is, like, a stay-at-home mom / wife, and she cooks, like, everything from scratch. Like, to the point where it's become, like, this joke of, like, oh, here comes Nara Smith making NyQuil from scratch, you know what I mean? Like, it's just become, like, an inside joke. And truly, like, this is no hate to her. Like, she is doing the damn thing, good for her. But, you know the internet. You know how we are. We all like to talk our little shit. And we like, to create parodies of people that are, like, quite unique. And unique is being very, very, nice. And she is married to this model. His name is Lucky Blue Smith. And he has moments where he pops up, like, in her videos when she's, like, baking and shit. And it's so fun. You would just have to watch it, you guys. You really would. Like, I am probably not going to do the best job of explaining it, but if you know it, you know it. They have this like weird hypersexual energy with each other whenever he pops in. And it's just so funny. It's so funny because she's like, oh yeah, here I am baking my cookies. And then like Lucky comes and like damn near wants to smack her on the ass. And like as soon as he comes, like there's a shift of energy. There's like a sexual tension. And it's just so funny. Like if you just look up all the Halloween costumes from this year, there's so many funny parody videos of like, you know, Nara and Lucky, her husband, and this shit is just so funny because I'm like, why are you guys like this? Like, you're so funny. So I thought we could look at their signs, and he is a Gemini, which makes a lot of sense. Geminis, obviously, as you guys know, the body part that is associated with Geminis is the hands, and I just think that's so funny because he can be like kind of handsy in the videos. And, you know, if you're with a Gemini placement, they're always going to be like grabbing on you, like giving you massages, just being very, very touchy-feely with you. So it makes sense that he is a Gemini. Like, I just think it's absolutely perfect. And Nara is a Libra, which is just chef's kiss. First of all, they're compatible. So the love is there. All right, these two air signs, they be feeling each other. You know who else was a Libra Gemini couple? Kim and Kanye. Do you guys remember how obsessed he was with her and her back to him? Like they would like stay up all night talking to each other when they weren't even together yet as like friends. These air signs, man. These air signs. If your air sign friend is up talking to someone for 12 hours and they're like, it's just a friend. Shut up. You're in love. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? You're in love. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, she's a Libra, and that also makes perfect sense because her whole like aesthetic is like very neutral, and she's all about like the gentle vibe. She talks with this gentle voice. I feel like I'm trying to like be ASMR. Meanwhile, I'm like nasally because I'm sick. But y'all know what I mean. I love when I can look up celebrity signs and it matches the idea that I have of them. Like, it just perfectly fits. Like, of course, Nara Smith is a Libra. This well-balanced queen who does things in an orderly way and is all about the visuals and, you know, balance and love and light. That's all that Libra shit, okay? I saw this post, and I'm going to post it right here. And they tweeted, Scorpio rules poison. You got to be sick of your own shit. That's when the magic happens. And I thought that was so interesting and fascinating because, you know, I feel like a lot of times, you know, we make excuses for ourselves. I think as people, we can't help but somewhat live in that victim mentality for a bit before we get our shit together. For some people, that, you know, journey is longer. Maybe they don't get sick of their own shit as easily or as fast as other people. And I thought that's interesting that, you know, it ties into the fact that Scorpio rules poison, because a lot of times when you are not ready to let go of shit, you almost convince yourself that this is a part of you. You know what I mean? Whether it's people or a job or, you know, whatever, like living in the same city because it's easier and you've lived there your whole life. No matter what, you're always telling yourself like, no, like this is a part of my identity. Of course I can't let this go. And I think when you're finally fed up with the shit that is holding you back, that is when the magic happens, right? Because then you're really bare, you know? So when you are attached to all these things that make you you, whether it's, you know, like I said, people or job or places, whatever, you can't help but assume like, if these things aren't in my life, I'm not me. But the thing is, you were you when you came to Earth. You know what I mean? Like, you were you when you were born. Like, there's nothing here that adds to who you are. Like, sure, it's nice to have certain things. It's nice to have certain people. But you are you all by yourself, right? So I think a lot of times we make excuses for why we're not ready to let go of shit, because we tell ourselves, like, if I let go of this thing, then who am I? And that's a very scary place to be. Being spiritually naked is a scary place to be, because then it almost feels like you're bare to the world, like you're naked. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's going to come on. You don't know what's going to attach itself to you. Whereas when you already are filled with all these people in your life, with this job, whatever, you can't help but feel like, well, I'm set. I am perfect. I am made, you know? But you could be literally miserable with all the things that you have, all the people that are around you, the job that you have, all because you're not ready to release it. A lot of people that have breakthroughs, they are sick of their own shit. They're like, you know what? I don't need these people. I don't need this job. I just want to move to a different state, a different country. And they're willing to take that risk because they know that all they need is themselves. But I feel like if you aren't confident and you don't have a healthy self-image, you will always hold on to these things as kind of like a shield. They're your armor. You know, these people, these fake people are your armor. You know, this job is your armor. You don't really love it, but it's an armor because you have it. You know what I mean? And I think that transition period is what scares a lot of people from making true change in their life. Because once the change happens, you're set. You're already in a new state of reality. You know what I mean? You're in a new chapter in your life. You're doing the damn thing. You're finding your routine with this new change, right? Whereas I think that middle period, that transition period is what people really, really get scared of because they're unwilling to be in that period. They're not willing to be bare because when you're in that transition period, you're bare, right? You don't know where you're going to go. You don't know what's going to happen, but you do know that shit's changing. And I think if you want to be a risk taker, you have to be okay with the unknown. And that is the whole thing with Scorpio energy, right? The unknown. Seeking out the truth, right? No matter how ugly it is, going to the underworld, right? Letting shit die so you can create space for new things to blossom, aka Sag energy that comes up after Scorpio, right? So if you're someone that feels like you've been handed a bad set of cards and that, you know what I mean? Like, why is this happening to me? I want this, I want that. Why don't I have that? You're not sick of your own shit yet. You're not. You're probably not sick of your own shit yet because if you were sick of your own shit, you would be changing it. Anything that you're not changing, you're choosing to keep. Really, really think about that. Anything that you're not actively choosing to change, you're actively choosing to keep. So the things that you're keeping, you're happy with, right? Because you're choosing to keep them. And, you know, that is a hard pill to swallow. Even for me, you know what I mean? It's a hard pill to swallow for anybody because it's easy to just blame the universe or blame other people. And listen, you guys, I'm validating your pain, your trauma, you know, the people that have fucked with you, the systems that have fucked with you. I totally get that. This is not that conversation. This is about things in your life that you can change, right? Things that you can actively make small steps towards improving. But a lot of people don't want to look at themselves that much, you know? We live in a society where it's really, really easy to get lost in everything, literally everything. And I think it's interesting that I'm having this conversation when Saturn is in Pisces. You know, Saturn, the planet of boundaries and responsibility and seriousness in Pisces, the sign that is associated with fantasy, right? Illusions, the la la land, right? So a lot of these, you know, these illusions are becoming known to us. The veil is thinning for us, right? And I think a lot of people, if prior to Saturn and Pisces, they have never looked at themselves and the way that they show up in this world and whether they like themselves, they're having a very tough time during this Saturn and Pisces transit, right? Because they're really able to look at themselves, but they've never done that before. You know, it's like a muscle. If you don't do any shadow work at all, if you are unself-aware, you are going to have a hard time when the energy of the planets has this serious undertone in it, right? Like if the astrological weather is very, very serious, you're going to have a tough time on a day-to-day basis because you don't look at yourself that often, right? So that's why it's important to journal. That's why it's important to be honest with yourself about your shortcomings. I saw this really amazing video recently about how confidence isn't just about, you know, walking into a room being like, I'm the best, I'm hot shit, I'm perfect. Confidence is when you know your shortcomings, when you know every part of yourself, so no one can surprise you when they call out one of your so-called weaknesses, right? So this is why a lot of Scorpio placements are intense. This is why a lot of Scorpio placements are really sensitive, because imagine living with that energy all the time. Imagine how tired we are. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that shit. So just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what you want. You know, I think a lot of us, I always say this, are scared of saying what we want, because if we were to actually say it out loud or write it down and it doesn't come true, it breaks our heart even more. You know what I mean? But you're lying to yourself. You know there's certain things that you want, you know? So might as well just put it out in the universe, whether you say it out loud or you write it down. You might as well just say it and be honest with yourself. And when you finally say what you want, then you can act accordingly, and then you can become the version of yourself that deserves that, right? A lot of manifestation comes with deserving things, right? Like ask, believe, receive. You ask for what you want, you believe that you deserve it, and then you get it, right? And when you feel like you don't deserve it, it's probably because you have not moved on to this new version of yourself that is deserving of that thing. You know what I mean? Like, you need to elevate yourself in some way to get the things that you deserve. And that's the thing with manifestation. A lot of people think that, you just say it. You have to work. You have to do something. Also, when you just say it and you're not working towards anything, now you have too much time on your hands to keep thinking about it, whether it's coming true, when is it coming true, how is it coming true. You don't want to be doing that, because when you are manifesting, you just want to say something and then leave it alone. You know what I mean? Say something in present tense, say that affirmation and then leave it alone. And in order to leave it alone, you should go do other things with your life. Show the universe that, hey, I said I want this thing. Cool. You got it? Okay, perfect. I'm going to go do this thing now. Let me know when it's here. That's the energy you want to lead with. You don't want to manifest something and then sit there and be like, so when am I getting it? Why aren't I getting it? Why aren't you giving it to me already? Like, the universe does not respond well to that desperate energy. The universe responds well to confident energy that believes in itself, energy that knows the thing that they want is coming. And when you know it's coming, you already are on that vibration of receiving that very thing, right? You need to understand that when you ask for something, now you need to be on that level. You need to be that version of yourself, like I said, that deserves that thing, that is willing to do the work to get that thing. Another hard truth about this is that when you have these goals or these dreams or these, aspirations that you want to manifest, you need to be around the right people, right? I think a lot of people, obviously I believe in the evil eye, but also if you're around people that you think will give you the evil eye, if you share your dreams with them, you probably shouldn't be around those people. Those aren't good people to be around. But on the other side of it, I do feel like you need to be around people that won't look at you like you're crazy when you share these dreams with them, right? Because they also look at you and they're like, yeah, that's attainable, and you don't want to second guess yourself when you say you want something. And if you're around closed-minded people, or if you're around people that do not see themselves as the type of people that can manifest things or that are meant for great things, they're going to look at you funny. As soon as you say you want something, you're going to feel this shift of energy, like you're doing too much, or that, oh, you're asking for too much. Like, how is that even possible? That's not even in the realm of possibility when it comes to you and the type of person you are. If they at all respond to what you want with that energy, those are not your people. You need to be, like I said, around people that will hear what you want and be like, oh yeah, you got that. Let me know when you get it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I could so see you doing that. Oh, I can so see that in your future. And they have their own dreams, their own manifestations. You want to be around people that will elevate the energy of your dreams. And you should be doing that for your people too. I would hope that you want to be around people that want to build the type of lifestyle that you want and want to evolve with you and want to grow with you and believe in you. You know what I mean? Other people's energy, no matter how amazing your energy is, if you're constantly around people that have this negative energy, this desperate energy, this inability to believe in themselves, they are going to leech off of your energy. They are always going to somehow prevent you from getting what you want. They're not going to stop you because what's meant for you is for you, but they're definitely going to delay the progress, and you don't want that. Okay, I have a fun astrology list for you. What you think this was? You didn't think I was going to spoil you? I got you. Okay, this one is really good. It's when you break their hearts. Oof. And it's in 4 categories. Okay, I'm going to post it right here. Okay, before I even get into it, I just have to say, this is a safe space, right? This is a safe space. I would think this is a safe space. I'm sitting on my couch. You guys are here by choice. I would think this is a safe space. I just changed, or not me, my doctor changed the dosage of one of my meds for my depression, and I feel funny. It's still in that transition period. But I definitely feel funny, and you guys know I'm sick, so it's just a combination. It's a combination of it all. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with the class because I feel funny, but it's cool. We're here. We're gonna go through this list. Let's just do it. Okay, the first category is walks away. Taurus, Sagittarius, Gemini. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, my thing is like, yes, with Sagittarius and Gemini, totally. They're like, there is no bad blood here. I'm good. Are you good? Actually, they're probably not asking you if you're good. They're already on a flight. Catching flights, not feelings. Like that saying was created for Sagittariuses and Geminis because to them, a heartbreak is no love lost. To them, it's just another opportunity to experience new energy, new people, new places. Actually, they're thinking, thank you for letting me out of this cage. I really, really appreciate the fact that you thought of me by breaking my heart. I mean, just kidding. I do feel like obviously everyone gets their hearts broken. Sagittariuses and Geminis do. But I will say, out of all the signs in the zodiac, I feel like Sagittarius and Gemini, their bounce back game after heartbreak, it is unmatched. It is truly unmatched. Now with Taurus, it can go one of two ways. Like I could see Taurus after a heartbreak being like stone cold, like, yeah, I'm done. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. But that's if they have reached the point of like no return. I feel like depending on the relationship, if this is someone that, you know, Taurus was truly, truly obsessed with, I don't see them walking away. I do see Taurus placements, you know, having this need for closure, you know, and, you know, you guys know how it goes. Closure post breakup is rarely about closure. Like, let's be so fucking for real. Closure is more about, hey, I want to see you, but I know it's bad that I want to see you, but we have to see each other because we should really work this out so we can, you know, separate amicably. Please. Not just for Taurus, everyone. Anyone who has ever said they need closure, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to your friends. Stop lying to God. You just want to see that man. Just be honest with yourself. So with Taurus, I do feel like it's that energy of like, if they are really, really fucking with you, if they really fuck with you and you broke their heart, they will come around the block. You know what I mean? They are obsessive like Scorpio, you know? But if they have already been 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the relationship, if you break their heart, they have probably already made their amends and they were ready to leave anyway. Actually, they were already working on their plan to leave. So, you know, you breaking their heart, it actually came at a perfect time because they had already been done with you anyway. Okay, the next category we have is breaks yours right back. Scorpio, Aries, Capricorn. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's funny because these three signs can be very, very power hungry, right? You look at the two Mars ruled signs, and then Capricorn also is very much in tune with their need for power. So if someone, you know, when you think about, you know, someone breaking your heart, it means that now you're in a position of weakness. You know, like let's be fucking for real, right? Like if someone breaks your heart, now you feel weak. You feel like you were duped. You feel like they played you, right? And these three signs don't take well to anyone, you know, playing with them or anyone making them look bad or making them look weak or discarding them. Like these three signs are out for revenge. And they're also like, you're leaving here with something. You know what I mean? If I'm leaving here with a heartbreak, you're leaving here with a heartbreak too. Maybe a broken bone while we're at it. Just kidding. No violence. Yeah, I do feel like with Scorpio, it's like Scorpios want to get their lick back. They don't want to feel like you got the last word. Like Scorpio, to them, it's a power game, and to them, to us, it's a power game. And, you know, again, depending on where everyone is on their healing journey, but for Scorpios where they really feel like you betrayed them and you broke their heart, it's the long game now. You know what I mean? At first, they're going to be like, interesting. Okay, noted, you know? But they are going to find a way to make sure that they got the last laugh in this heartbreak. Otherwise, they're going to always sit there and it's always going to bother them, truly. And if you're a Scorpio that has forgiven someone that broke your heart, good for you. You're so strong. But let's be honest, most Scorpios, when someone breaks their heart, they have this need for vengeance. They want the other person to hurt. They want the other person to feel what they feel. I think that is the main thing with a lot of Scorpio placements is if someone made me feel some type of way, that's fine. Okay, but I need you to feel this way too. So you know why I'm feeling this way, why I'm acting this way, because it's not fair that I'm the only one that has to take on the heavy emotions and the aftermath of this very, very messy breakup, right? Like that trauma needs to be shared. Otherwise, it's just unfair. Aries is also a Martian, you know? So if you're thinking about any sign that is ruled by Mars, the planet of war, Aries hates looking weak, okay? Aries wants people to view them as strong. And when you get your heart broken, people are checking in on you. You know what I mean? People are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Aries and Capricorn and Scorpio hates that shit. Aries hates that shit. They don't want anyone to check in on them. They want to break your heart right back so it's even. You know what I mean? And same with Capricorn. Capricorn, again, has this need for power and control. Capricorn wants it to be known that, hey, this was a mutual decision. And if you did break a Capricorn's heart, they will go out of their way to show you that, hey, this didn't affect me. You know what I mean? Like, that is one way that Capricorn will break your heart right back. They may not, like, actually do something, but they will show with their stone cold face that, hey, actually, this didn't affect me at all. And by doing that, that breaks the heart of the other person. Because let's be so honest, Capricorns are very much in control of their emotions. And maybe I think a lot of times when people break up with Capricorns, one of the reasons is you don't show your emotions. I feel like you're cold, or, you know, you don't honor my need for intimacy. And a lot of times maybe when people break up with Capricorns, they're thinking this is going to be the thing that finally makes them crack. The Capricorn's finally going to show me some feelings. And Capricorn, if anything, you know what I mean? They're strong and they keep their composure. And by doing that, it breaks the heart of the person that was trying to break their heart because they're not giving the reaction that they were looking for. Okay, the next category is will choose to suffer alone. Aquarius, Leo, Virgo. Ooh, okay, so I could see why Aquarius and Virgo would be here. I'm looking at Leo and I'm like, why would Leo be here? Would Leo suffer alone? Actually, I think yes, because as we know, Leo energy, they're very headstrong and they're very confident and they don't like for anyone to see their weaknesses, right? So I think a lot of times Leos can be very emotional, obviously, when they go through heartbreak because they cannot grasp the fact that someone didn't want them. You know what I mean? Their ego takes a big, big hit. And again, Leo always likes to lead a life with positivity. And when you're going through heartbreak, you kind of lose that control. You kind of lose your sparkle, right? When you are going through heartbreak, you lose your sparkle. And that is a very sensitive, feeling for Leo because, they're the ones that are always hyping up their friends. They're the ones that are believing in other people when they're going through tough times. So when Leo is going through a tough time, now they have this need to hide because they're not being the best version of themselves, right? Like Leo likes to show up and show out, and they like to be the best version of themselves at all times because they're so social and because they like to be in the spotlight. But when you're going through heartbreak, it is obviously not the best time when it comes to your self-confidence, and that really affects Leo's ability, like I said, to show up authentically and be their normal selves. So they'd rather just hibernate and be alone and figure their shit out. So when they pop back out in these streets, it's almost like, they leveled up. They're like, oh my God, did Leo even go through the heartbreak? Because they look like they're fine. Actually, they look like they're better than fine. And that's because they went through, their solo time of dealing with this heartbreak and then popping back out when they're their confident selves again. And obviously, Aquarius is always going to suffer alone. That is what Aquarius likes to do anyway when it comes to anything. They like to process their emotions by themselves. They don't really need other people's opinions. They actually don't want you to be there for them because if anything, you're probably going to be moving too fast when it comes to the way that they deal with their feelings and how they're processing things. Aquarius likes to take their time processing things. And honestly, when it comes to heartbreak with Virgo and Aquarius, you're probably not going to know that they're going through heartbreak and that, they were broken up with or whatever, right? Like when Virgo and Aquarius are going through anything, actually, they would much rather suffer alone. Same with Virgo. Like I said with Aquarius, same with Virgo. Virgo also doesn't want anyone to mess with their process. I think a lot of people obviously like to give very emotional advice to their friends and family when they're going through heartbreak. And Virgo doesn't want that. To them, they're not understanding how this happened. They're not understanding how they allowed themselves to be this deep into this relationship, right? Because again, Virgos are also very cautious when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships. So if they are going through heartbreak, they're kind of thrown off, right? Because they don't allow themselves to get that close to people anyway. But when it happens and they go through heartbreak, now they're alone processing it. And they have a hard time with emotions, Virgos, because they need to make sense of it. They need to understand it. They need to dig deep. but their usual analytical mind is having a tough time because their heart is taking over, right? So Virgo wants to suffer alone and they like to punish themselves. Virgos like to punish themselves when they're going through heartbreak for allowing themselves to open up in the first place, which is really, really sad. Everyone should choose to love, and when you choose to love, there's a high possibility that you'll get your heart broken. No matter what, there's probably going to be one person you end up with in this life where it works out, right? All the other ones, it's not going to work out, and you should be willing to take that risk until you meet the right person for you. Okay, and the last category that we have is cries to their support network. Here we have Pisces, Libra, Cancer. This list is good. I feel like it's really making sense. Yes, all three of these signs, they lead with their emotions, you know, they enjoy talking to people about their feelings. They don't shy away from these sad, negative feelings. We know Pisces and Cancer, the two, water signs, enjoy expressing their feelings no matter who's around. They could literally be at a bar alone drinking and someone will pop in and sit next to them and they'll become best friends with them and cry on their shoulders and let them know everything that their ex, put them through. Pisces, actually Libra and Cancer will do that shit because they feel like, my emotions, they're heavy and I need to be able to express them. Otherwise, I'm going to drown in them, especially Pisces and Cancer. Libra, they want to make sure that they're going to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard for Libra to obviously show their negative feelings because Libra likes to be proper. They want to be rational when it comes to their feelings. But when Libra goes through heartbreak, being Venus ruled and being an air sign, they can't help but, express everything that they've been feeling when they're, dissecting this relationship. And also Libra is a sign that is associated with relationships. So when Libra goes through heartbreak, now they're honing in on what this relationship was, where they messed up. Did they do something wrong? Were the scales unbalanced? And they need someone to talk through this with. Libra wants to make sense of what happened, right? And in order to do that, they need to be able to talk to you and share their feelings. Whereas Pisces just wants to lay it all out there. You know what I mean? And they just want to cry and they just want to release and they just want to be validated. You know what I mean? They want to be validated. They don't want you to be on the other team and explain why this happened. Pisces and Cancer rely heavily on their friends whenever they're going through anything, and especially heartbreak, because their emotions are flowing through them. So no matter who they're around, it's going to be coming out, but they will be reaching out to their friends. And also they wear their heart on their sleeves, right? Pisces and Cancer wear their heart on their sleeves and they're not ashamed by these negative feelings or emotions because their day-to-day consists of all these emotions and expressing them. So if they're going through heartbreak, of course they're going to be reaching out to their friends. Of course they're going to be telling their parents. They're going to tell all their loved ones why they're feeling what they're feeling. And because they actually can't hide it, that is also why they're so open to sharing it with the people around them. When you have a good poker face, like let's say a Scorpio or a Virgo or Aquarius or a Capricorn, you're going to be able to hide it from your people for a while. Whereas with these three signs, Libra, Cancer, and Pisces, because they show their feelings, more so Cancer and Pisces, easily, it's hard for them to not reach out. Because if they're around their friends and family, if they're around anyone, they can tell that they're going through heartbreak, Okay, so I thought we could end this with the numerology of 2024 and 2025. I feel like this year has been heavily stressful for so many reasons, and I feel like I'm reading the energy of, like, obviously myself and my people, but also you guys and the energy of a lot of people online. It just feels like it's been such a hard year for a lot of people. Obviously also with the final degrees of Pluto being in Capricorn, I think a lot of people are working through a lot of their relationships with power and structures and foundations when it comes to their life and also society as a whole. And it's interesting because you look at 2024 is an 8-year in numerology, and it says an 8-year is considered a high vibrational year. And it says here the things that are associated with the number 8 in numerology are balance, abundance, challenges, karma, and manifestation. So it makes sense because I feel like for a lot of people, a lot of parts were moving this year. Like, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I feel like truly this year has been all about, these readjustments. And obviously readjustments are very, very difficult and uncomfortable. It comes back to that transition period that makes a lot of us uncomfortable. And it's just been a very, very interesting year. But when I look at the numerology of 2025, actually the things that are associated with 2025, it's going to be a 9-year, are completion, transformation, fresh starts. And I think that sounds very, very promising. So if you have had a tough year, if you feel like you've hit these roadblocks, or if you feel like you're confused about your purpose, or you're unhappy with your reality, I think a lot of these feelings are going to shift slowly, especially once Pluto moves into Aquarius. We're going to get that fresh start. And I think 2025 is going to be a breath of fresh air. I'm manifesting that for me, for you, for everyone. We all truly, truly deserve it. So I'm a firm believer in welcoming that energy. Whatever energy it is that you're seeking, make room for it in your life. Know that you deserve it. And, understand that your manifestations are not going to show up at your door the next day. If they do, good job. The universe wanted you to have it the next day. But truly, do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged. And I think with the energy of 2025 and the fact that it is a year of completion, I think a lot of the things we've been wanting and asking are going to present themselves to us in 2025. And if you've done the hard work in 2024, if you've really looked at yourself and been honest about who you are, what you're ready to change about yourself, what you want to preserve about yourself, I think the universe is going to truly, truly bless you in 2025. All right, you guys, that is the end of this episode. I am again sorry if my voice sounds awful. I am sick, but I had so much fun sitting here chatting with y'all. I know the state of the world is absolutely crazy. I hope that you were able to use this time with me as a distraction to, get away from the stress that is around us at all times. So I love you so, 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 so much. Don't forget to comment down below about any of the topics that I touched on. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, don't forget to leave me a review on the app. It really helps me out a lot. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, comment, like the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.